You said that we'll be talking about sub-skills now. According to me, a sub-skill is a skill that is a part of and is necessary to other more complex skills. Why do we need these sub-skills?
When we talk about a particular skill, initially we may not be able to understand the factors which affect that particular skill. But when we break it down further into sub-skills, we get a better idea about it. When we talk about engagement, there are broadly three categories: engaged, not engaged, and actively disengaged. According to estimates made by the National Business Research Institute, only 29% people are actively engaged at work, 54% are not engaged, and 17% actively disengaged. Engaged and actively disengaged employees can be spotted easily. The majority consist of not engaged employees, who blend in with the rest of the groups.
So, what are the sub-skills of engagement?
We have 7 sub-skills of engagement we have arrived at. We will talk about each of them in the next few sections. To give you an introduction, these skills, or the 7 C's of engagement, are connection, career, clarity, communication, contribution, collaboration, and confidence. Let us start with connection. So we know that engagement is a reflection of how you feel about your relationship with others. The feeling of a sense of belonging is an important intrinsic motivator to one's performance. For instance, if you have social connections at work, you tend to be more engaged, simply because it provides a sense of cohesion in the office, which is essential for cultivating creativity, teamwork, and collaboration. This is also a way to show that you value the organization. If your relationship within the workplace is fractured, then no number of perks will be able to persuade you to perform effectively. While talking about workplace connection, what we are talking about is at a smaller scale. It is more about relating to people, ideas, perspectives, objectives, backgrounds, and values, than just developing close connections.
We're engaged with many things at the same time: work, company, co-workers, etc. So, can we think of connected as the things that could create a connected workplace?
Yes, we can. Here we talk about the 3 T's of a connected workforce: tasks, technology, and team. Tasks cover the question of what we do. Of course, we, as an employee, need to be connected to the work we do. This does not mean that there will not be some job responsibilities we favor more than others. That happens everywhere, but the idea is that, overall, we enjoy our work and feel that when we do our job well, we are connected with and contributing to the organization. Technology covers the question of how we do. Speaking of tasks, today's technology solutions allow us to use technology to make our tasks easier and can reduce steps in a process. It can supply information that would be otherwise unavailable. Technology can also be used as a communication tool to keep the flow of information going and maybe reduce a few meetings. Team covers the question of whom we do it with. When you are a part of the team, your individual contribution matters, but it is also necessary to get ahead with others with the feeling of connection with managers and colleagues. Generally, this happens directly through face-to-face meetings and one-on-ones, but these days connections can also be built by using technology.
Clearly, being connected is of significant importance. But if a person is new to a workplace or simply has some difficulties in staying connected, what can they do to change their situation?
They can do several things. But they should start by finding common ground when making an initial connection, but be careful not to spread gossip about others in your office or overshare about your personal relationships, as this can become uncomfortable for the other person. They also need to listen to their intuition and evaluate their relationships. Ask yourself whether you are forcing a conversation or does it flow easily. Do you feel you are truly understood, accepted, and supported? Do you feel better and comfortable about yourself with them? Good people give off a positive energy that will make you feel good as opposed to drained. It is also important to make the time and energy to nurture and keep fresh. Most importantly, learn to let go since no one is absolutely perfect. We need to ignore those imperfections and learn to celebrate positive traits that bring us together. Having an office friend can also be an encouraging factor. Try to offer your support to your colleague when they are having a bad day or just deserve some extra recognition.
So, connections help in staying engaged in the workplace with the tasks, technology, and team. To stay connected, it's important to look for common topics of interest or work, understand whether the conversations flow naturally or not, and make the time for these connections. Am I right, Professor?
That is correct, yes. It is good to see that you remember everything I teach. Let us move on to the next C, career. Career planning helps you understand your current strengths, determine what skills you need to develop, learn ways to improve current and future performance, and guides you to find purpose in the roles. Looking for challenging and meaningful work with opportunities for career advancement is important. Many people aspire to do new things pertaining to their job roles, such as job rotation for expanding skill sets, being assigned stretch goals, accountability for progress, etc.
Professor, some of my friends believe in taking life one day at a time, and for that reason, they don't really plan ahead, whether it's a long-term career plan or even as simple as their next vacation. They truly take it one day at a time, and they seem to be doing fine in their careers. So, is it really important to plan your career?
I can give you some points which can be seen as indicating the importance of career planning and development. It gives you a greater sense of responsibility, which contributes to self-confidence, and clarifies the match between organizational and individual employee goals. It increases employee motivation and productivity. In addition to that, you can attract top staff to provide career development opportunities within your department.
I hope they're listening to this. But Professor, to plan our career ahead, what do we need to keep in mind? I mean, of course we have to consider there are our interests, but what else can we think of while planning?
Besides interest and aptitude, work values are essential in this aspect. I have a checklist to help you identify your current work values. Let me give you a checklist. Just working through them can help you with motivation and understanding. Values can be both intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic values are the non-tangible rewards that keep you motivated and engaged at your job. Intrinsic values can make you feel excited about work even when the weather is lousy, the news is horrendous, or your commute is an overcrowded, expensive nightmare. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being most important, try to rank how important these intrinsic values are to you. First, having a variety and change at work. Some may get bored of doing the same thing day in and day out, while some may prefer having a set routine at work. Second, helping others. Working for a company to earn a living is a top priority for workers. Indeed, many are influenced by the company's charitable work to work with a good cause, which makes them accept a job offer. Third, feeling respected at work. In a recent survey conducted by the Society for Human Resource Management, 65% of workers believe that respectful treatment of all is an essential factor of job satisfaction. Fourth, taking risks. Some people are thrill seekers, while others are risk averse. And fifth, having your work recognized. Recognition, particularly from managers, is a priority for many employees, and it feels good to be valued at the workplace. Now, extrinsic values are the substantial rewards or conditions you find at work, including the office setting, earnings potential, and holiday policy. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being most important, rank how important these extrinsic values are to you. Traveling for work. If you are one of those who likes to travel, then the daily grind in the same cubicle can take its toll. Chances are, the more youthful you are, the more siphoned you are to get a new line of work with travel advantages. Collecting a big paycheck. There is nothing wrong in the will to make a good living. That is indeed the top priority for all of us. Setting your own hours. Are you the one in favor of flexible work policy or more days off? You are not alone. Aside from your salary, a good work-life balance is the most important factor for job satisfaction. Having autonomy at work. Do not want someone hovering over your shoulder, watching your every move. Certain jobs are tailored for people who like to work independently, so look for them.
It seems to me that from the above approaches, we can analyze how both monetary and non-monetary incentives motivate us.
Yes, if we look closely, we can see that intrinsic factors are more important, and should become a target for effective motivation.
So, assuming that a person has a career plan and stays connected and engaged in the workplace, how easy or difficult will it be for them to advance in their career in terms of promotions?
If you are offered career advancement opportunities, and your employer is amenable in promoting from within, ask for more challenging projects. Doing this will let you demonstrate your readiness to assume on greater liability and allow you to demonstrate your capacity to deal with it. Offer help to colleagues, including your boss, with complicated projects. Doing so will delineate that you are a cooperative person and ready to step up when required. Regularly check internal job postings for more significant level positions and apply to those for which you are qualified. Try to be straightforward with yourself while evaluating your capacities. A few people will think little of their capabilities while others lean toward exaggerating theirs. Ask for advice from someone with more experience, for instance, your mentor, for advice about professional success. The individual in question will give you better options or supportive pointers. Find out additional ways like training and certifications that can help you advance in your career and then pursue them if possible. Inquire about the tuition reimbursement policy, if there is any, which can provide financial assistance for your additional training, including a degree.
Thus far, we have covered 2 C's of engagement. What is the third C, Professor?
You will have to wait for the next section to know that.
It is time for a short quiz. The questions for this section are as follows.